China's regime and Russia own nearly 70% of new nuclear plants worldwide. Don't forget June 4th, surprisingly displayed on the CCP Military Academy website. Beijing cannot blockade Taiwan Strait, US representative. Not stopping at urban and agricultural management, cultural management also makes a debut. China and Russia are increasing their presence in the nuclear energy field. These two countries account for nearly 70% of the reactors under construction or planned worldwide. According to Nikkei, China has the most new nuclear reactors, with 46, followed by Russia with 30. With a total of 76 reactors, China and Russia hold 69% of the world's new reactors. Notably, 33 nuclear reactors have been developed overseas by companies of China's regime. Meanwhile, Russia has 19 abroad. China's regime is increasing investment in nuclear projects in Pakistan. In May, the Pakistan Nuclear Regulatory Authority licensed the Hualong-1 reactor, developed by China National Nuclear Corp. Nikkei reported that China's involvement in Pakistan is deep and wide, including financial support and construction of the second unit reactor in Karachi. China's regime also plans to build a nuclear plant in Argentina. The US asked Argentina to cancel the project, but ignoring warnings about the risks of cooperating with China's regime, President Alberto Fernandez decided to continue the project. Yuji Kuroda of the Japan Electric Power Information Center said that once China and Russia strengthen their supremacy in nuclear energy, a key to energy security, their global influence will become even stronger. Meanwhile, plans to build nuclear plants in Japan, the US, and Europe have stalled following the 2011 Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant disaster. On June 5th, a group of hackers with the Twitter account Anonymous64 posted many screenshots, saying that they had hacked many CCP websites and had successfully hacked into the ROC Military Academy's official website, posting pictures of tanks entering Beijing on June 4, 1989. This hacker group said they wanted to show the world the truth about the CCP and the Tiananmen massacre. Don't forget June 4th, surprisingly displayed on the CCP Military Academy website. The Taiwanese media CNA also reported on June 4th that the official website of the Chinese Military Academy was hacked, and inserted a cartoon image of a vicious dog chasing a squirrel titled, "Fine Style of Work, Capable of Winning Battles," to mock the CCP army, and the slogan, "Don't forget June 4th. These websites are currently inaccessible. Last month, during a stand-up performance in Beijing, Chinese comedian Li Haoshi said when seeing his two dogs chasing a squirrel, he was reminded of 8 words: fine style of work, capable of winning battles. This phrase was first uttered in March 2013 by Chinese leader Xi Jinping, who also chairs the military, when he set out a list of qualities he commanded from the nation's army. It has since been repeated on various official occasions and in state media. Li's Weibo account has been suspended, and the company that hired him, Shanghai Xiaguo, was fined $1.91 million and had its activities suspended in Beijing. Li even faced a maximum sentence of 3 years in prison. International hacker organization Anonymous returns. The official Twitter account of the international hacker organization Anonymous announced on May 31st, "Hello China, we are back." On June 1st, a new account, named Anonymous64, appeared on Twitter with the IP location displayed in China. Its first tweet uploaded the classic photo of a single protester blocking a row of CCP tanks, emphasizing, "Don't forget June 4th. Anonymous64 also said that the target of this attack was electronic billboards, and the locations were all over Beijing, Shanghai, Chongqing, Quanzhou, Hong Kong, and other cities. According to screenshots from Twitter, several Chinese governments, hospitals, and schools' websites were also hacked. Their slogans included, "Don't forget June 4th, Give me back my freedom of speech, Revolution of the Sichuan Bridge in Beijing," and calling the Chinese people to share the scene of the massacre. Until now, the CCP government has completely blocked information about the Tiananmen massacre on June 4, 1989. Many young people in mainland China do not even know about this incident. Representative Raja Krishnamurthy is the leading Democrat on the United States House Select Committee on Strategic Competition between the United States and the Chinese Communist Party. Nikkei's report on June 11th cited Krishnamurthy saying that the US wouldn't stop passing through the Taiwan Strait, despite the CCP's military using dangerous maneuvers to get in the way. Recently, a CCP warship crossed in front of an American destroyer while it was transiting the Taiwan Strait. Krishnamurthy said, "We will continue to exercise our freedom of navigation, and I think that any attempts by them to discourage us through some dangerous maneuvers will be extremely counterproductive, and I believe will be perceived as bullying by the CCP, and will invite only more actions and reactions in the region." In April, the committee and the think tanks did a tabletop exercise simulating the situation of China's regime invading Taiwan. In this hypothetical case, the US military is said not to have enough critical munitions after a week and run out of all precision-guided missiles. Commenting on the tabletop exercise, Krishnamurthy said, "I think that the tabletop exercise did accurately describe a challenge that we have, which is we don't have enough. We don't have the amount and types of munitions that we need in order to deter conflict." To strengthen and possibly defend Taiwan, the Commission has called on the US to further promote its relationship with India and NATO. Krishnamurthy asked India to join NATO+. This group will include Japan, South Korea, Australia, New Zealand, and Israel. After the notoriety of China's urban and agricultural management has become widespread, the Chinese regime recently introduced cultural management to further strengthen its control over the Chinese people. Some netizens speculated that this agency would control the intelligentsia like the Cultural Revolution did in the past. In May this year, the Cultural Market Comprehensive Law Enforcement Team, or Cultural Management for short, in Heilongjiang Province held a uniform ceremony. Other places across China, such as Beijing, Shanghai, Jiangsu, Zhejiang, Guangxi, etc., have also established cultural management teams and held uniform ceremonies for law enforcement members. According to the Chinese government's official website, the scope of law enforcement in the cultural market includes commercial performance activities, import, wholesale, retail, rental, and screening of audiovisual products, artwork business activities, film distribution and screening business activities, Internet access service business premises, and Internet cultural business activities, other cultural business activities managed by cultural administrative departments. Not long ago, the Beijing talk show incident demonstrated the latest result of law enforcement in China's cultural market. On May 13th, stand-up comedian Li Haoxi, or House, was accused of humiliating the PLA by describing two stray dogs he raised as a fine style of work, capable of winning battles, while performing at the Century Theater in Beijing, because the phrase fine style of work, capable of winning battles, came from the speech of Chinese leader Xi Jinping. Li Haoxi was arrested and convicted for his words. On May 19th, Beijing Cultural Market Comprehensive Law Enforcement Team fined his company, Xiaoguo Culture, more than $2 million and suspended all performances in Beijing. The sanctioned basis is, during the performance, there was a conspiracy to seriously offend the People's Liberation Army, causing a severe social impact. According to the Vision Times, the Caesar Planning Weibo account posted on June 4th that agricultural management and cultural management have emerged after urban management, and their power can be equal to that of the police. He said, "This is really a big problem of law enforcement abuse. Imagine if this continued. Would the medical industry establish a medical management team? Would the water industry also have a water law enforcement department? And the electric power industry also wants to set up an electricity law enforcement team. This trend of unlimited expansion of government departments is the greatest damage to taxpayers." He pointed out that in many countries worldwide, law enforcement is a very serious matter, and only the courts can decide who is breaking the law, not just any department. As for a government agency, can it guarantee that its employees have sufficient legal knowledge and ability to enforce the law? Abusing law enforcement power, I think it's time to break immediately. One netizen said, not only agricultural management, urban management, and cultural management, but environmental management, traffic management will be established soon. Another netizen said, look, a group of hooligans and illiterates are going to be cultural managers. Isn't this the reappearance of the Cultural Revolution? The Cultural Revolution is the death of educated people.